Welcome to the Cardinal Sports Network's presentation of volleyball at Trinity Valley Community College. We are coming to you live from Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym, where tonight the Lady Cardinals open conference play hosting the Tyler Junior College Apache Ladies. The Lady Cardinals are coming off a 3-1 run down at the Temple tournament over the weekend, which ran their record to 4-9 and snapped a 7-game losing streak, while Tyler, ranked number 5 in the preseason poll this year, and the first regular season poll has not come out yet, is 7-1, having lost only to two-time defending national champion Blinn a week or so ago. We mentioned the Lady Cardinals had hit a rough patch to start the season this year. Not totally unexpected. Coach Tasha Spain's squad, this is the 6th year of the Lady Cardinal volleyball program, and Tasha's 6th year is very young. Only 2 players on the roster played last year, and one of those, Bruna Santos, is still recovering from a preseason surgery, so that leaves Alyssa Oringer as the only returning veteran player that will see action tonight for the Lady Cardinals. Tyler, on the other hand, has got a brand new coach this year. They are being coached by Brandy Hood, who's in her first year, as I mentioned. She was an assistant coach last year at TJC when the Apache Ladies went to the national tournament. Prior to that, she was an assistant coach at Hutchinson Community College. As I mentioned, Tyler entered the season ranked number 5 and has lost to Blinn, and Blinn, the two-time defending national champion, was ranked number 7th in the preseason poll. As I mentioned, this is Tasha Spain's 6th year after college. Her coaching record at TVCC is 107-83, and prior to that, she had put together a very nice 3-year run at Athens High School, going 65-48, leading the Lady Hornets to the regional semifinals one year. Last year, the Lady Cardinals went 31-9, which is the best record in school history, and it resulted in a regional tournament appearance for a 3rd straight year. So the Lady Cardinals trying to make it back to the regional tournament this year for our 4th straight year, and then take it beyond that hopefully at some point. But the Lady Cardinals are very young. There will be a lot of newcomers and a lot of freshmen names that you will hear tonight, and we'll pass those along to you. But this is going to be the 12th overall meeting between the Lady Cardinals and the Apache Ladies. Tyler has dominated the series. Tyler has won 10 of those matchups and only lost once. The Lady Cardinals won a 5-set match in the second meeting in 2011, and since then it's been all Apache Ladies. We're very excited you joined us here on the Cardinal Sports Network. This is our 2nd season of presenting Lady Cardinal Volleyball. We also have 3 other dates set aside for you this year that will bring you the games. We'll be coming up on September the 23rd, September the 30th, and October 14th. So you can mark those dates down, September 23rd, September 30th, October 14th, when we will again bring you Lady Cardinal Volleyball. The crowd is filling in pretty nicely here tonight. The volleyball games really draw well here at TVCC, and all of our other teams will be in attendance supporting the Lady Cardinals. We have a on-campus competition that goes on throughout this year when teams pick up points for attending games of the other teams and for community service. And last year it's kind of fitting that we're here tonight talking about it, because last year the Lady Cardinal volleyball team won the Cardinal Cup, which is what the competition is called, making the Lady Cardinal volleyball team the first team or group on campus to win the Cardinal Cup a 2nd time. So Coach Tasha Spain's squad is very active when their season's not going on with community service, and they also show up and support our basketball teams, our football teams, and the softball team in the spring. It's glad to have you with us here on the Cardinal Sports Network. And keep in mind that probably in a couple of weeks or so we'll be releasing our webcast schedule for basketball season, which is coming up and is just around the corner, just over a month away actually, as the season begins that last week. I think October 31st, November 1st is the playing dates for basketball. But it's all about volleyball tonight, and the Lady Cardinals trying to get conference play off to a good start. I know Coach Spain was more excited and pleased with the team's play down in Temple when they reeled off those 3 straight wins. They desperately needed those 3 straight wins because things had not been going all that well for them. And now they feel like they probably righted the ship a little bit. And the freshman team is going to grow up. That's the thing about it. When you're starting and playing as many freshmen as Coach Spain is playing, there are going to be growing pains, and those growing pains are going to take place at the first of the year, obviously, and better for the team than as they get now deep into the conference schedule. The Lady Cardinals will be in action again this Friday and Saturday as they head to Gainesville to play in the North Central Texas College Tournament. And then, boy, the conference race picks up in earnest starting next week. There are still some non-conference dates thrown in there, but we really get into the meat and heart of the conference schedule. We're about 2 minutes away from starting our pregame introductions, and we'll be underway here for you. Last year, Tyler took care of the Lady Cardinals in convincing fashion, winning both times by 3-0 scores. But the Lady Cardinals will try to right that tonight as they open conference play. I'd like to say hello to all our friends over in Tyler that might be looking in tonight. We're glad that you're with us, and we can show you what the Apache ladies have got going on. And obviously, it's a good season at 7-1. Elsewhere on the campus in the world of sports, you got the Lady Cardinals softball team in their fall exhibition schedule, currently 2-0. They're headed to Bossier City this weekend, which is not the worst idea in the world, I might add, but to play softball. And they'll be playing games Saturday at 11, 1, and 3. The Cardinal football team, the top offense in the nation, hands down, will go to Cisco on Saturday to play at 7 p.m. against the Wranglers at Chesley Field out there in Cisco. And then next week, the Lady Cardinals will be back in action again as conference play continues. You see the Cardinal Regiment there on hand tonight and always add to the atmosphere. And they always show great support for the Lady Cardinal volleyball team in addition to the other teams that they show up and support. And we appreciate them, Tim Samples and Dr. Hudson, for bringing the band over and adding to that atmosphere. Teams are now taking their position on the floor, and Harold Jones, our public address announcer at Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym, will handle the pregame introductions, and we will let you listen in as Harold makes those announcements once they start. And now we will have the introduction of the lineups for both teams. Back to Harold Jones.
From San Antonio, Texas, number 13 at libero, Giselle Zayas. From Columbia, number 17, Eileen Acuna. From Paris, Texas, number 18, Ashley McFatridge. And from Serbia, number 19, Alexandra Gligoric. Lady Apache's head coach is Miss Brandy Hood, and assistant head coach is Haley Young. And now for the starters for your Lady Cards. From Hallsville, Texas, number 1, Haley Boyette. At libero from Cayuga, Texas, number 2, Corey McCullough. Also from Cayuga, Texas, number 3, Danielle Anderson. From Brazil, number 7, Carol Balzia. At captain from Fort Worth, Texas, number 9, Brianna Salas. From Gilmer, Texas, number 12, Macy Ritter. And from Brazil, number 15, Priscilla Castro. The head coach of your Lady Cards in her 6 years, Tasha Spain. Assistant coach in her first year, Bethany Dyson. Manager, Hadley Kane.
And there you have the lineups and the starting lineups for the Lady Cardinals. And we'll be underway shortly here tonight as the Lady Cardinals open conference play against the Apache Ladies. try to snap a losing streak they've got going to the Apache ladies. As we mentioned earlier, this is the 12th meeting, and Tyler has won 10 of the first 11. So the Lady Cardinals obviously trying to reverse that tonight. And that's the great thing about conference play is, and you hear coaches and players talk about this all the time, when the conference race begins, everybody's really 0-0 because the only record that matters the rest of the way is posting a record good enough to make it into the top 4 and make it to the regional tournament, which this year will be held at TJC. Both teams have gone through their last team meeting, so to speak, get together, and the Apache ladies are on the floor ready to go, and so are the Lady Cardinals, and we're going to get underway here at approximately about 7:07 p.m. as we get this conference opener underway from Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym. You might have noticed or heard during the introduction of lineups, the Lady Cardinals have 2 players from the Cayuga on the squad this year. You've got Corey McCulloch and Danielle Anderson, both transferred from Cisco College where they played last year and are now back closer to home and have played key roles in the Lady Cardinals season to this point. McCulloch, the libero, has checked into the game now, and she will be ready to go into action as looks like the first serve is going to belong to the Apache ladies. 7-1 on the season. We're going to mark the official start time at 7:08 p.m. and we'll get underway here in conference basketball action. And we are underway. Kelly Reeves at the service line for the Apache ladies. Now set by Reeves and a little dink. Lady Cardinals salvage it. Macy Ritter with a big hit. Answered by the Apache ladies. Ritter with a block. Boyette with the set. Ritter with the kill. And the Lady Cardinals go on top to start. Nice job then by the Lady Cardinals. A nice steady rally. And a great job of setting the ball up, I should say, by Haley Boyette for Macy Ritter. 2 neighbors from East Texas, Gilmer and Hallsville. At the service line, Priscilla Castro. Well, I was going to say a great job at the net by Carol Bobziak, and it was, but she got a little bit of the net, so the point will go to the Apache ladies, and we are tied at 1-1 here in this first set on the Cardinal Sports Network. Thank you for joining us tonight. Acuna with the serve for the Apache ladies, and the point is going to go to the Apache ladies, now up 2-1 with Acuna at the service line. Eileen Acuna. She is a Colombian. And that time that ball got the better of Brianna Salas, and the point will go to the Apache ladies. Brianna, by the way, a couple of weeks ago was named to the all-tournament team at Brookhaven, at the Brookhaven tournament, so congratulations to her. Nice strong serve by Acuna, set by Boyette. Little two-handed jab that time. And that one's going to sail long, and the Lady Cardinals are going to find themselves within a point now. Cardinal cheerleaders are keeping things stirred up across the way. It's nice to have the Cardinal regiment on hand. See the Lady Cardinal softball team, see the Lady Cardinal basketball team, and also see the Cardinal basketball team. So everybody's out in full force tonight supporting the Lady Cardinals. And there's a serve into the net by Bodziak. Those are the kind that are killers. They're just giving away points without the other team having to even put the ball back into play off the serve. Sometimes it happens, though, especially early in matches. TJC up 4-2. Boyette with the set. That time just a little off balance that time from Macy Ritter, and the ball goes out of bounds. Christian Rhodes is serving for the Apache ladies. Tyler up 5-2. Salas with the kill, a big hit too. Brianna Salas, a 5'9" outside hitter from Fort Worth Chisholm Trail High School, and she pulls the Lady Cardinals within 2 with that big hit. Lady Cardinals maybe are a little shy on the power at the net this year as they've been in the past, but they're an awful quick team, and I think that's going to pay dividends for them. Had a block at the net by Danielle Anderson, but the ball stays on the Lady Cardinal side, and the point will go to the Apache Ladies. That's going to be number 19, Gligoric, at the service line. Lady Cardinals hanging around within 2. Now serving for the Lady Cardinals is Salas, number 9. Nice set. And that one's just on the end line. My goodness, that was close. But it was indeed, he did catch part of the line. So serve will go back over to the Apache Ladies. That's going to be Holland Ferguson serving. And a great serve. Peyton Clinch attempted to get down and dig it out, but he couldn't quite get there, so the point goes to the Apache Ladies. Another big serve. This time Clinch handles it. Castro with a hit. And that one's long off of Eileen Acuna, so the point goes to the Lady Cardinals. So the Lady Cardinals are staying right there where they need to be. You don't want to let Tyler get too big of a cushion for sure. McCulloch with the serve. Took a little bit off of it. And that hit goes wide. And the point will go to the Lady Cardinals. So McCulloch will go back to the service line. That'll be a big difference for Corey, having been in Cisco last year and now being back at home in East Texas, playing here at Trinity Valley. Point's going to go to the Lady Cardinals, and they are now within 1. So this is just the kind of start that Coach Tasha Spain would draw up if she could. If she couldn't be ahead, she certainly wants to be close and making Tyler earn any point that he gets. There's a block off the Lady Cardinals. It sails out of bounds and bumped back in play by Tasha Spain, who, I might add, was a great volleyball player at Eustis High School, Navarra College, and Texas A&M Commerce. Very, very stout career on all 3 levels. Tasha graduated from Eustis in 2001. She played for the legendary and the icon Chuck Powers over at Eustis. That one sails long, and the point will go to the Lady Cardinals. That's twice now Kuna has sent big hits out of bounds just off the mark. Hasn't got it zoned in just yet. She'll take a little bit off of it, and maybe she'll have better results for the Apache Ladies. Haley Boyette at the service line. Good serve. Then Lady Cardinals had the net handled Bodziak, but the ball stays on the Lady Cardinals side, and the point will go to the Apache Ladies as Kelly Reeves steps to the service line. Ritter with the block. He falls back on the Lady Cardinals side. Ritter with the save. And this time the Apache Ladies is going to win the point off the hit by Gligoric, number 19. Apache Ladies up 11-8. Nice crowd on hand here at Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym. Our volleyball program draws really well here at Trinity Valley. Boyette with a set. Castro with the kill. He goes off of the Apache Ladies out of bounds, and the Lady Cardinals will stop the bleeding and pull within 2. At the service line, Priscilla Castro. One of 3 Brazilians on the Lady Cardinal roster. Nice serve. Ritter with the block. Boyette with the set. Great job, McCulloch, of getting down and digging that out, but there was nothing any of her teammates could get done about with it. So the point will go to the Apache Ladies, but Both these teams are playing awfully well right now. I think they're doing a great job of covering up the open areas. Like I said, Tyler has a little bit of an advantage at the net. And that serve is going to sail long. That's just an unforced error. If this was tennis, that's what it would be called, because you give away a point without making anybody earn it. Bodziak at the service line, and I guess one serve out of bounds deserves another, because we had back-to-back long serves, so Tyler quickly back at the service line. 13-10, first set here on the Cardinal Sports Network. Rhodes serves for the Apache ladies. Boyette with the set. It was a little low and off the mark, so the Lady Cardinals really couldn't set up anything. Another great effort by Brianna Salas to block the shot, but it's going to go out of bounds, and Tasha Spain is going to use a timeout with Tyler leading by a score of 14-10. You can hear the Cardinal cheerleaders in the background. They're not on active duty in the sense they're on the floor, but they are performing and cheering on the crowd, and from the stands are sitting and located right behind the Lady Cardinal softball team. They always have a good time. I'll say that about the Cardinal cheerleaders. They have a way of actually they get the crowd into it as well. And you hear the Cardinal regiment in the background as we return from the timeout. 14-10 TJC. I know we have some former Lady Cardinal volleyball players looking in tonight. We'd like to say hello to them and thank them for the year or 2 years that they gave the Lady Cardinals the past 2 seasons. Boyette with a nice set. Ritter. Ball was dug out by Kakuna, and then the Apache ladies answer with a big hit and a kill, and they extend their lead to 15-10. Arching serve by Rhodes. Boyette with the set. Big hit by Salas. Returned by the Apache ladies. Boyette with the set. Ritter with the hit. Well, that was just smash mouth volleyball right there. Both teams really, really active tonight on the floor, getting into it really good. Tyler's now starting to stretch the lead a little bit. Have a rotation violation on the part of the Apache ladies, so the point will go to the Lady Cardinals, and that will send Peyton Clinch to the service line out of Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, a nice ace serve by Peyton Clinch. Best serve we've seen of the night by either team. That's an ace all the way. Clinch to Boyette. Salas with a hit, and it stays in bounds. So a great job of teamwork that time from Lynch to Boyette to set up the point. And Lady Cardinals give it back on their second serve into the net tonight. Big, powerful serve dug out by McCulloch, but the Lady Cardinals can't do anything with it after that point. That was a very good serve from number 19, Gregoric, and McCulloch did a great job of digging it out, but that was the end of the play, and Tyler scores the point. Very high toss. A lot of power on that serve right there. Salas with a big hit. Apache ladies keep it alive. Great dig that time by Castro. Big hit by Salas, and the Lady Cardinals win the point. Brianna is very solid from that right side over there, she gets that perfect set, she's going to come away a winner more times than not with the point. Now she goes to the service line. And that's going to sail long. But when the Apache ladies miss, it's not close. They have much power on that team, and sometimes they can't corral it, I guess you could say. 18-15, Tyler. And that one sails out, not touched by the Lady Cardinals, so the Lady Cardinals have a little bitty run going here. Tyler may think about using timeout if the Apache ladies, the Lady Cardinals get another point on the board, break the momentum. That was called in. It looked out, but it was called in. I don't think they're going to let me officiate from about 30 yards away, I guess. 19-16. Clinch with return. Big hit, and it was touched by the Apache ladies. Great job by Castro earning the point for the Lady Cardinals. That's going to send McCulloch, number 2, to the service line. Lady Cardinals just down 2. They're battling TJC. Now a soft arching serve. That one sails out. And there again we see Acuna not been able to get her radar locked in on the playing court itself. She's had 3, I know now, that have gone either long or wide. McCulloch with the serve, this time a little bit more power on it. And the Lady Cardinals tried there, but they didn't quite keep it alive. But the Lady Cardinals are really covering up the floor tonight. I mean, more so than we saw against Wharton here at home last week. Of course, that was at where they lost their 7th straight game. Then they went to Temple and got. If they didn't get well, they started healing anyway. Zayas with the serve for the Apache ladies, the libero. And that one's in. Gregoric dialed that one in, dialed it back a little bit, and it fell in for a point. And we are at 21-18 in favor of Tyler. Lady Cardinals are certainly making Tyler earn everything in this first set. McCulloch with the dig. Boyette with the set, little dink shot that time by Bodziak. A great block that time by Bodziak, a combination of Bodziak and Boyette, but he does sit out of bounds, and the point will go to the Apache ladies. Little trickery that time by Boyette. She faked the set and sent the shot over, but the Apache ladies keep it into play. Great job of saving that by McCulloch. That's 2 or 3 times now the Lady Cardinals have gotten unfortunate breaks there at the net when they've had blocks or tip deflections, but yet they're falling down on the Lady Cardinals side of the net, and they're unable to do anything with them. 23-18. Boyette sets. Point's going to go to the Apache ladies. So they are at set point here for the Apache ladies. Boyette sets. Castro kills. It goes off the Apache ladies, so the Lady Cardinals live to play another point. That's going to send Boyette to the service line for the Lady Cardinals. Great job by McCulloch digging it out. And that's going to sail long, and that's going to wrap up the first set with TJC scoring a 24-19 victory in a first set that lasted 17 minutes was the time of the first set. And Tyler's now up 1-0 in the match. Teams will, of course, trade ends like they do in volleyball. And we'll be reset here and back in action momentarily. Again, thank you for joining us on the Cardinal Sports Network. I know we have some Tyler fans looking in tonight. We appreciate them. And, of course, to the Cardinal Nation, we thank you for tuning in tonight and watching Lady Cardinal volleyball. This Lady Cardinal team, while their record is not on the top side of 500 yet, they are a fun team to watch, a team of good kids, just pleasant kids. It's fun when you can be around them. Yeah, I love the passion they have when they step onto the floor to play the game. The energy that they have. It's just a great little team. I think it's going to be a year where they have to, maybe they'll get better and better as the season advances, and then next year, of course, Tasha Spain would have a veteran squad, and that's when I think you could really make some hay in this conference. Not that this year is a wash, because this is just the first conference game, but those are some things that you're looking for as the season moves forward. Of course, the Lady Cardinals' current situation is, and goal is to survive this match and take Tyler down, but Tyler is up now 1-0 after a 25-19 win. Was it 25-19? Yes, 25-19 win in the first set. Second set will be underway shortly. Just not a lot. I think the Lady Cardinals had two serves go into. They did have two serves go into the net there in that first set. So there's 2 points. But other than that, Tyler really had to earn just about everything that it got. And I know that's what Tasha Spain is looking for. But they do need to eliminate the serves in the net, because that just gives away the points without any recourse. See Alicia Washington there on your screen. She is a Lady Cardinal basketball player. She was hurt like 9 games into the season last year in a game down at San Jack, so she blew out a knee. But she is back this year and ready to go and ready to help lead the Lady Cardinals hopefully back to the national tournament, which this year will not be in Salina, Kansas, but will be in Lubbock, Texas at Lubbock Christian University. Both teams have made their way back onto the floor. The officials are checking the lineup. We can resume play here at Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym. Tasha Spain steps out onto the floor, gives some last-minute instructions to the Lady Cardinals. Corey McCulloch checks in for Danielle Anderson. And we will mark the official start time of the third set at 7:28. Lady Cardinals will have serve. Haley Boyette will do the honors. I mentioned about Haley. Haley and her family had their home hit by a tornado over in the Longview area back in the spring, and she says they're doing great now, and they kind of got their lives back to straight, but it was their house took a big hit, in other words, as the Apache ladies get the opening point of the second set. Acuna at the service line, and it's going to sail long. Boy, she just has got a little bit too much power tonight, because there were three hits, big hits that she had in the first set that went out of bounds or long, and that serve was long. So we're tied at 1, and that sends Castro to the service line. Oh, nice job. There was no doubt about that one. Gregoric with the big hit and the kill. That's just power volleyball right there. Christian Rhodes checks into the game, and she will immediately go to the service line. Nice deep serve. Lady Cardinals getting back over the net. And a great block that time by, no, I'm going to give that to Carol Bodziak, number 7. Macy Ritter was right there with her, but I believe Bodziak got the bulk of the ball, and we'll give her credit for the block. And that's going to send McCulloch to the service line. It's going to be a running serve this time, a big long running serve. You see her positioned underneath the basketball goal. Nice block that time at the net by Salas. Great job of digging that out by Haley Boyette, and the Lady Cardinals are rewarded for being in the right spot at the right time, and the Lady Cardinals actually have a 3-2 lead now with McCulloch returning to serve. Great job that time by Haley Boyette. Oh, great job by the Apache ladies in return that time, and we're quickly ties us back up at 3. Again, we play the best of 5. If it goes to a 5th set, the winning score will be at 15 or 15 or more if you don't have more than a 2-point lead, of course. Gregoric to serve, big high toss. Great job of digging it out by Castro. Boyette with the set, and the ball sails out of bounds off of Macy Ritter. That time the ball is going to sail out of bounds off of Castro as she went down to dig it out. Her and McCulloch were really close. That could have been more of a communication error there, because maybe McCulloch was better suited to dig that ball out. Nevertheless, it's 5-3 Apache ladies. Another high toss, big serve, and this time it just falls in between McCulloch and Castro, and Tasha Spain has seen enough and wants to talk things over, because now all of a sudden the Lady Cardinals aren't moving quite as fluidly as they did in that first set, and they trail 6-3. Certainly not an insurmountable deficit, but one they got to get to working on, because Tyler has the type team. You do not want to let them get a big good cushion there on you, because they will feed off that cushion, and then you could have a really long night, or a short night in this case, on your hand. And we are underway again here in this second set. Tyler up 1-0. Great job of Castro digging that out. Nice block. Apache ladies, we knew at the net could have an advantage here tonight, and that's just an example of it there. 7-3. Cardinal cheerleaders trying to encourage the Lady Cardinals. Not quite as smooth so far early on in this second set as they were in the first set, and there's just a set that goes unrewarded there. Boyette set the ball up, but there was nobody there to receive the set. 8-3 Apache ladies. Gregoric is racking up the points on serve. Checking into the game now is going to be Peyton Clinch, number 5. Interesting thing about Peyton is she was a ballroom dancer in her younger years. Well, there's a nice try that time by the Lady Cardinals on the dig from Brianna Salas. We have another timeout on the floor as the scores has gone from 6-3 at the previous timeout now to 10-3. It's a short timeout. Tasha just wanted to, I'm sure, just refocus the Lady Cardinals a little bit, because as I've mentioned a couple of times now, they're just not quite as fluid here in this second set. Of course, Tyler has something to do with that as well. You got to know, because of their power at the net. You got a pretty good run going now. You don't necessarily, or you don't want to fall behind anybody in the sets 2-0, but certainly not a team of Tyler's caliber, because that's just a big hill to have to climb to win 3 straight against the Apache ladies. Continuing to serve is going to be number 19, Gregoric. Sophomore, or redshirt sophomore out of Serbia. Oh, nice job by Macy Ritter of getting the ball across the net. That sails out of bounds and did not touch a Lady Cardinal, so the Lady Cardinals will stop the TJC run.
Number 14, Angel Mansukani. And number 11, Alyssa Orange.
At the service line, Mansukani for the Angel Mansukani for the Lady Cardinals out of Fort Worth Chisholm Trail High School. Boom. That's just power all the way. Nice job by Haley Brewer for the Apache Ladies. Doesn't have the great size, the height that you see a lot of players that are effective at the net, but she sure has great leaping ability. Nice job of blocking by Danielle Anderson. Anderson with another block. Danielle Anderson with back-to-back blocks gets the Lady Cardinals back on the scoreboard. I might mention Danielle Anderson is, I guess she's not a third-generation Cardinal, but she's the third member of her family to play athletics here at TVCC. Her mother, Debbie, played back in the early 80s for Gary Ashlock's Lady Cardinal basketball team. And then last year, her brother, Preston, played for the Cardinal basketball team that advanced to the national tournament. So it's good to have Danielle on campus now, keeping that Anderson tradition alive here at Trinity Valley. Great job, McCulloch, of digging that out. Big hit by Oringer, and the Lady Cardinals are going to pick up the point. Alyssa Oringer from Mount Vernon High School, and the only Lady Cardinal with any experience that's on the active, currently on the active roster from a year ago. Lady Cardinals have crept within 4. Oh, caught them napping. Nice job that time by reading the floor by Kelly Reeves, and found that open area when the Lady Cardinals thought she was about to set the ball up. Just a little dink over the net, and it fell in no man's land. 12-7. Castro with a big hit. Point's going to go to the Lady Cardinals. And that's going to send Danielle Anderson to the service line. Nice serve there right near the back. Lady Cardinals weren't napping that time. Oringer with a hit. And another point is going to go to the Lady Cardinals. So the Lady Cardinals aren't ready to go away just yet. Nice job at the net. Budjiak, number 7. Another nice block. This one, I believe that Castro got that one. And the Lady Cardinals pick up the point. Like I said, they're not going to go away quietly. Check that. The point went to TJC. My bad. Castro with a big hit. Almost a three-pointer. Just banged off the glass. This time I know for sure the point goes. I'll take that back. I guess we have a replay here. Replaying the point. Castro, it might have been sailing long. Great job of keeping the ball alive. Number 14, Angel Masakani. But the Apache Ladies are going to salvage the point. A few more members of the Cardinal football team have made their way into Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym. That one's going to sail long. So the Lady Cardinals fortunate there, as Ritter, number 12, and Boyette, number 1, are going to check into the game. Macy Ritter's from Gilmer, Texas. Her favorite athlete is Derek Jeter. Oh, nice job by Ritter at the net. Well, Boyette attempted to keep that alive, but it just sails out of bounds and into the stand, so Tyler will get the point. Macy Ritter, number 12, is the tallest Lady Cardinal on the roster this year. She stands 6'2". At the service line for the Apache Ladies is number 17, Eileen Acuna. Big hit, Apache Ladies. Nehemiah Johnson. Tasha was just asking, had she used both her timeouts? And yes, she has used both of her timeouts. Now down 17-10, so there's nothing they can do in regard to breaking the Tyler momentum, but Tyler gives them some help, and the service goes out of bounds, and that's about 4 to 5 times now we've seen Acuna be long with either hits or serves. Castro at the service line. Good serve. Good job of the Apache Ladies digging it out. Just a half step off there for the Lady Cardinals. Set is getting to the critical stage now for them as Tyler closes in on 20 points. Obviously, it's the first one to 25 that wins. Tyler's up 1-0, having won the first set 25-19. Huge, huge hit by Brianna Salas off the set by Haley Boyette. Apache Ladies into the net, so the point will go to the Lady Cardinals. Corey McCulloch now at the service line for the Lady Cardinals. Nice job at the net, combination between Salas, number 9, and Danielle Anderson, number 3. Of course, the point goes to the Apache Ladies. It was a nice job at the net, double teaming. Ritter with the hit. Big is going to win the point for the Apache Ladies. Lady Cardinals rather get the point. This Alyssa Oranger is back into the game for the Lady Cardinals. Block is going to go out of bounds off the Lady Cardinals. That will mean the point will go to the Apache Ladies. Trying to go up 2-0 in this conference opening match here at Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym. One of the longest rallies of the match. Nice job by Castro. Both teams are doing a great job of moving and getting in place, and that one's going to sail out of bounds, but it was touched by the Lady Card, so the point will go to the Apache Ladies. As you can see, they're now up 21-14. Point to the Lady Cardinals, out of bounds off the hit. Brings Salas to the service line. Her favorite athlete, by the way, is Adrian Beltre. McCulloch digs it out. Great job with the net by Danielle Anderson and Melissa Oringer. Another long rally. Nice block by Castro. Big hit by Oringer, and the point is going to go to the Lady Cardinals. Nice job of teamwork in that time by the entire 6 players on the floor. Very nice job. That's the best rally the Lady Cardinals have had tonight. Great execution. 21-16. And that one's going to come up short that time by Brewer on the kill. Sails harmlessly into the net. So Lady Cardinals still hanging around. Castro. And this time the Lady Cardinals don't win the block battle as the ball sails out of bounds off of Alyssa Oringer.
Substitution, number 18, Ashley McFartridge.
Sails along. Tyler's had some issues with that tonight. Lady Cardinals within 4. Anderson at the service line. And the block is going to go out of bounds off of Bodziak. Kelly Reeves to serve for the Apache Ladies, up 23-18. Another would-be kill that comes up short. This time from Gregoric. Boyette and Ritter will check back in for the Lady Cards, and that Boyette will immediately go to serve for the Lady Cardinals. Need to string together some points here, and that's going to sail long, and it's going to bring up set point for the Apache Ladies. Little dink by Haley Boyette at the net. It's going to go out of bounds off of TJC. And the Lady Cardinals still have life. 24-20 in favor of the Apache Ladies, trying to go up 2-0 in the match. And the point will go to the Apache Ladies, and they will win the second set 25-20. Length of the second set was 21 minutes, so the match is 38 minutes old in actual playing time. And we'll have the brief intermission now, and then we will resume the match in the third set. Welcome back to Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym, where we were about to begin the third set of this conference opener. Tyler's up 2-0, having won the first set 25-19 and the second set 25-20. So it's do or die time now for the Lady Cards. They've got to win out if they're going to post the W tonight. As we mentioned earlier tonight, this is the 12th meeting between these two squads, and Tyler has a commanding 10-1 lead in the series. TJC will be serving first as we get the third set underway here at Leon Spencer Court at Cardinal Gym. Kelly Reeves serves for the Apache Ladies. Well, the Lady Cardinals aren't catching any breaks on those blocks at the net tonight. It seems like 3 out of every 4 are falling back on the Lady Cardinals side and giving away the points. Got a rotation violation. TJC, the point goes to the Lady Cardinals, and it sends to the service line number 15, Priscilla Castro, who was here last year as a member of the Lady Cardinal team, but stayed injured the entire season. And now she's healthy, and Bruna Santos, as we mentioned, who was also on the team last year and is back this year, had to have surgery back at the end of the summer, and she's not ready to go just yet. TJC coach Brandy Hood is questioning the officials, wanting to know exactly what the rotation violation was. I'm not sure the official is convincing her. Might mention that TJC came into the season on volleyball ranked number 5, and the NJCAA rankings came out today, and the TJC football team is number 5. So they got a pair of number 5s going over there in Apache land, where my buddy Tim Drain keeps things straight in the athletic department. I think I said that the way Tim said to say it. Cardinal Regiment playing the Jeopardy theme. Official on the floor went over and visited with the official in the stand to give Coach Hood a clarification. And now the head official is saying it's time to go. At the service line, it's going to be Castro, number 15. Point goes to the Lady Cardinals. Lady Cardinals with an early 2-1 lead here in this third set, a set they've got to win. That one sails along. We've seen that a bunch of times tonight. If Acuna's ever to learn to harness that power and keep the ball in play, boy, she's going to be something else. And the Lady Cardinals extend their lead to 4-1. Another good serve by Castro. This one's great job of TJC, and that's going to sail long. Sound like a broken record, I know, but still, points are adding up for the Lady Cardinals. They now have their biggest lead of the match tonight, 5-1. Here in the third set, down 2-0. Nice job by Matsukani of saving that initial shot, return I should say, but the ball goes into the net, and the service will go over to the Apache Ladies along with the point. 5-2. Ritter, Macy Ritter with a kill for the point. No. Coach Spain was really excited when she signed all her kids, but Macy Ritter in particular. I remember her talking about she was excited to snatch her out of Gilmer, Texas. Ritter with another winner. 7-2 Lady Cardinals. Again, our next webcast will be in 2 weeks on September 23rd. Action begins at 7. We'll come your way approximately 6:50 p.m. Ritter. Well, Macy Ritter is just very active here in this part of the third set, but the Apache Ladies are going to break the Lady Cardinal run with a little dink shot. Really nice crowd here tonight on both sides of the gym. I mean, it's just a really nice Wednesday night crowd here in Athens, Texas. We're waiting on some fall weather. They're supposed to move in here Thursday night into Friday or Friday into Saturday. Been baking a little bit here in Texas, but it hasn't been as bad as some summers as we've seen. So the Apache ladies pick up another point. They're now within 3, 7-4. Rhodes at the service line. And that was going to sail long, and Corey couldn't get out of it in time, out of the way of it in time, I should say. And Tyler's going to pick up the point. It's hard luck right there. Again, TJC advanced to the national tournament last year along with Blinn. Blinn won a second straight national title. Point to the Lady Cardinals. Block goes out of bounds off of TJC. Mentioned the Cardinal football team earlier, folks. They are 1-2 on the season, but they're leading the nation in virtually every offensive category, including points scored, scoring 64 points a game. You look at the scores for the Cardinal football games, and it's more like basketball scores as Tyler picks up another point that goes off of Priscilla Castro in the background. Cardinals have scored 56 points, 64 points, and 72 points, and it took scoring 72 points to finally get a win on the scoreboard. So Coach Brad Smiley and his squad, I should say, got a very, very nice, really great offense this year. They'll be in Cisco on Saturday. Solace with the winner for the Lady Cards. (9-6) Lady Cardinals. Brianna Solace serving. There's another one the Lady Cardinals got their hands on right there at the net, but went off of Danielle Anderson, but the ball falls harmlessly on the Lady Cardinals side. Alyssa Oranger about to check into the game for number 15, Priscilla Castro. Well, I guess it's really a match to be technical about it, not a game. That's a nice job at the net by the Apache ladies, and this time the ball doesn't go out of bounds off the Apache ladies, so they will get the point, and they've crept within one. Man, when it all lines up, the timing and everything lines up for Haley Brewer, she's a force at the net. That's a couple, 2 or 3 times now where she's had just big kills. We're tied at 9. And another winner by Brewer, number 12. So the Lady Cardinals up 7-2 at one point in this match. Now finds themselves down 10-9. McCulloch digs it out. And a great job that time, the Lady Cardinals. They do pick up the point. Monsukani, number 14, Angel Monsukani, a 5'7" setter out of Fort Worth Chisholm Trail High School. There she is again, Haley Brewer. She's a freshman out of Longview, Texas. Middle blocker and outside hitter, and she does both very well. Oranger scores for the Lady Cardinals. Big hit, partially deflected by the Apache ladies. We are tied at 11. Lady Cardinals, of course, have to win to keep the match alive. Tyler's up 2-0. Another big hit from Acuna, and this time that was going to stay inbound, so McCulloch did the right thing of trying to dig that one out, but just a little bit out of position. Couldn't quite get squared around on it. Kelly Reeves serving for the Apache ladies. And the Lady Cardinals malfunction on that set, let's just say. Lady Cardinals keep the rally alive. Nice job that time by McCulloch. Nice job that time on the block by Bodziak. Oranger. Apache ladies keep it alive. McCulloch digs it out. Ritter, and a nice job at the net and the block for the Apache ladies. Be number 18, McPatridge, freshman out of Paris, Texas. (14-11), and we have a timeout on the floor. Like to wish Coach Ashley Johnston, the Lady Cardinal softball team, good luck this weekend as they go to Bossier City, Louisiana to play in tournament action on Saturday. They'll play games at 11, 1, and 3. The Lady Cardinals are 2-0 in the fall exhibition season, having swept a doubleheader against Western Texas at Kane Park back on August 31st. I think the Lady Cardinal softball team is going to be have a pretty good season this year. So went out and watched them play the doubleheader. They got a lot more speed and certainly a lot more energy than they seemingly had last year. And I think Coach Ashley Johnson thinks that's going to translate into a better season last year. The Lady Cardinals just barely missed the regional tournament last year. The season didn't end, though, before they swept defending national champion Angelina in a doubleheader at Kane Park. Ritter, great job of digging it out by Kelly Reeves. Nice job of McCulloch. Boy, sometimes I just don't know how they get to some of those balls, but to their credit, they really do. Of course, Corey stands all of 5 feet tall, so it's easier for her to get down, dig those out, as the Lady Cardinals are going to be called into the net. 16-11, kind of a critical moment in the match here for the set, I should say, for the Lady Cardinals. Little soft serve. Big hit. There's nothing soft about that. Carol Bodziak, one of 3 Brazilians here on the Lady Cardinal roster. Castro, another Brazilian on the squad, is now at the service line. 16-12. Lady Cardinals need a run here. Nice job by the Apache ladies at the net. (17-12). Now serving Alina Kuna. It's great to see this big crowd on hand here tonight at Cardinal Gym. Ritter with the big hit is going to go out of bounds off of TJC. Sometimes early in the seasons, I like to see opposing teams coming here, not so much Tyler because they get great crowd support, but you can always tell the teams that don't get a lot of crowd support at their school when they walk in and they see these stands starting to fill up, and how this community and this college supports the Lady Cardinal volleyball team. They've got to just kind of be envious of it. Well, the Lady Cardinals are all over the place, keeping the ball alive. Ritter puts it back across the net. Great job of block that time. I believe that's going to be Solace, number 9, that got that. Was a nice job. Also at the net was, of course, Danielle Anderson. Great combination at the net for the Lady Cardinals, now within 3. Point goes to the Lady Cardinals. It's going to send Corey to the service line, one of two players that transferred in from Cisco College out of Cayuga, Texas. Rhodes to serve for the Apache ladies, up 18-15, 2-0 in the match. And that serve is going to sail long. Nice job of making that decision by Salas of letting that one go. Had a great read on it. She knew where she was positioned on the floor, and there was no way it was going to be in right where she was standing. Peyton Clinch is now going to serve for the Lady Cardinals. Nice serve. Nice job by Corey of digging it out, but she can't get it in position for the Lady Cardinals to do anything further with it. Gligoric is going to serve with her big high toss. Running serve here for the Apache ladies. Well, she gets that ball high. Salas with the kill. It goes off of TJC. It's 19-17. That's going to send Salas to the service line. Needs to string together some points here in a big-time way. Well, great job by Castro. That ball was really not set very well, and she managed to make something out of it. And she's going to win a point for the Lady Cardinals. They just won't go away. This is a gritty little team. I still am convinced that as this season gets deeper and deeper into it, they're going to be a pretty solid little squad and have more W's to show than they've got now. Corey McCulloch with a great dig. Nice job of Clinch of self-defense there. It sails out of bounds, though, and the point will go to the Apache ladies, 20-18. Holland Ferguson now serving for the Apache ladies out of Montgomery, Texas. Little dink shot by Anderson that goes out of bounds on the block off of TJC. 2019 would be, if the Lady Cardinals in the end aren't going to win the match maybe, but if they could just steal a set or two, be more signs of improvement. Great block. Nice job of digging it out by Danielle Anderson. Yeah, Lady Cardinals got a little bit out of position there. Action was hugging that side of the court. They kind of got pulled into it. 21-19, TJC. And it's going to sail long off Priscilla Castro. Apache ladies creeping closer and closer to the 25 points it'll need to win this match. Lady Cardinals call a timeout. Trailing 22-19, Lady Cardinals got off to a 7-2 lead in this set, but just haven't been able to keep that cushion. Fell behind and they now are battling back. Nice job by the Cardinal Regiment livening up the place. I can say it. It's been a long day. Zayas serving now for the Apache ladies. 3 points away from wrapping up this match. Castro gets it across the net. Apache Ladies now on the return and sails along. Had quite a few of those tonight. 22-20. Manzacani, number 14 now to serve. Salas did a great job of getting in and keeping the ball alive. And there's another block that unfortunately falls on the Lady Cardinals side of the net. Point will go to TJC. TJC won the first set 25-19 and the second 25-20. And the hit's going to go out of bounds off the Lady Cardinals. And we are at match point for TJC. Nice job by Alyssa Oringer keeping the Lady Cardinals alive in the match. There's no margin for error now with TJC at match point and 24 points. Having been a little moisture on the floor, so TJC's Kelly Reeves is taking care of that. Salas tried to sneak one down the sideline. Lady Cardinals stay alive. 24-22. And that will wrap it up with the big hit. That's going to give TJC a 25-22 win. They're going to win tonight by a count of 3-0. The third and final set lasted 25 minutes, so the actual playing time tonight was just under an hour as TJC runs its record to 8-1 overall, 1-0 in conference. And the Lady Cardinals fall to 4-10 overall and 0-1 in conference, having fallen tonight 25-19, 25-20, and 25-22. Again, the Lady Cardinals will be in action this weekend in Gainesville at the North Central Texas College Tournament, and then we'll resume conference play a week from tonight. And then remember, our next webcast will be on Wednesday, September the 23rd. We'll hit your computer screen roughly around 6:50 p.m. I'd like to thank our entire crew tonight here at the Cardinal Sports Network for doing obviously another great job of bringing Lady Cardinal Volleyball to you here on the Cardinal Sports Network. And we're going to hope you all have a great rest of the week. Have a fantastic weekend. And we will hope you will see us back here again in 2 weeks when Lady Cardinal Volleyball continues on the Cardinal Sports Network.